Hello YouTube, this is AK and today I just wanna show you all how to swap variables in Python. Just wanted to show it so that if some of you are still stuck in the beginner phase of learning a new language, this might be of some help. So yeah, and by the way, just a heads up, please download VS Code from the internet and use that as a compiler. All other compilers frankly just suck. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, let's get on with this. Just a second. Yeah. So a program to swap variables in Python. So now, well, we all know that Python is a high level language. So that's why it does not require any definition of a variable. We don't even have to specify the data types. So yeah, we don't have to write int a, int b like we do in C or C++ if you're familiar. Python is intelligent enough to recognize that if a is equal to 2, then a is an integer. A stores an integer. If a is equal to 3 point some 4 or 5, 3.445, yeah, then Python immediately recognizes it that it's a float. And if a is equal to anything written in strings, in double quotes, even this is fine. So yeah, both these things are known as strings. Anything enclosed in double quotes or just single quotes for that matter, it has to be quotes, is recognized as strings. So yeah, Python is really intelligent. So yeah, let's get on with it. Program to swap variables in Python. Now, first, we need to take input from the user, right? Yeah, we can even just define two integers like 2 comma 3 and then swap them, and 3 comma 2 should be the expected result. But yeah, let's just take input from the user. That will make the program more dynamic. You know what I mean? Yeah. So let's start by saying a is equal to integer, because the input should always be an integer, so that's why we're writing int input, and then we're carrying forward the input function. Just a heads up, input, like, wait, I think it will be written over here. Yeah, and what does input say? Input reads a string from a standard input. So yeah, this line. So basically, the input function by default only reads strings. It only reads characters which are enclosed in double quotes. So that's why we need to convert the input into int by using the int function outside. So now when we write this, a is equal to int input, enter a number. Rather, I would say enter a. We're taking two things, enter a and b. Let's leave some space over here. Yeah. So enter a. Next line, the same thing. B is equal to, and yeah, closing brackets. I haven't closed this bracket, right? This one bracket, round bracket over here. Yeah. Now B is equal to, same shit again, input, enter B. Yep, that's it. Now we've entered both these things. What if we run the program and see? Okay, this might take some time over here. But yeah, till that time I'll explain over here what should be the next things. So yeah, over here we've just inputted both these numbers a and b. So the only thing that will be displayed over here is the numbers itself. Yeah, enter a. Yeah, they're asking for it. Yeah. So enter a 3, enter b 4. Yeah, that's the only thing. that will run over here. So we've successfully entered, like we've successfully asked the user to enter A and B. So now, what should we do to swap them? Well, here it's how it's done. Here it is. So yeah, now A comma B is equal to B comma A. What did we do? We just simply swapped the positions. Remember what I said? Python is a high level language. So yeah, this is what we did. Normally in other languages, we had to we either had a swap function or we either had to store the values of a and b into another variable. It was kind of a lengthy process. But over here in Python, we can just directly swap by saying a comma b is equal to b comma a. Remember, Python reads, always reads from left to right. The Python interpreter reads and executes the required instructions from left to right. Hence, that's why what does the compiler understand? That a comma b, the values, the values or the addresses in which the variables, in which the values of the of a and b variables are stored, they should be reversed to b comma a. A corresponds to B, B corresponds to A. So that basically means that the addresses are swapped. And the addresses are swapped. What does that mean? What does that imply? That implies that the values of both the variables are swapped. So now if we write, now what should we do? First of all, yeah, just before A comma B and B comma A, now we will just write this print. Yeah, I'll tell you what I'm doing. Values of A and B before swapping. We need to real we need the user to know what were the original values and the final values, right? If we directly print the final values, how will the user understand that whether it's swapped or not? So let's just write this one statement over here. Values of A and B before swapping. Okay. Now let's print values of A and B after swapping. So now we'll clearly see the difference if it's swapped or not. Let's see what happens. Hoping for the best. On the new Python. Yup. So, huh, what exactly happened? Yeah, everything is fine. Yeah, over here. Enter A. Well, let's just say 4. Enter B. 6. Ah, well, what did I do? Oh, sorry. Yep, I got the mistake. So what did I do? I didn't print them at all. I just printed this one line. After this, you should write A comma B. Did you all realize my mistake? What did I do? I basically just printed this one statement instead of printing A and B as well. Yeah, over here, A comma B. What does the compiler do now? The compiler prints this statement, values of A and B before swapping, and then prints, and when you separate this by comma, and write A and B over here. Notice this is not in the double quotes. If you put A and B in double quotes, it will just print A and B itself and not the values. The compiler notices this A and B after the double quotes, and so it prints the values of A corresponding to the variable. And yeah, the recent one. So when you write A and B over here, when you write A comma B over here, it will print these the original values, and then it will print afterwards. During this statement it will print the newer values. So now let's see, let's try running. Value, enter A4, enter B6. Values of A and B before swapping 4 4 6. Values of A and B, ah, come on, why am I making so many mistakes today? It's my first YouTube video. Oh, well, that's why. Enter A5, enter B7. Yep. Values of A and B before swapping 5 7. Values of A and B after swapping 7 5. So yeah, this is how we swap values in Python. It's pretty easy. Like I'll just summarize the code for some of those who didn't understand. Well, yeah, what did we do? We just took inputs A and B. We just took inputs from the user. How did we do that? We did that using input function. Now, one key thing to remember: input function always takes strings. It always reads in strings. So that's why we converted that string into integer by putting int before it. Okay, int. Yeah. So A and B both are integers now. Then what did we do? We printed the swap function a comma b is equal to b comma a, and just wrote one line over here, just to print the values of a and b before swapping. We are gonna swap, right? So that's why we want the original and the final value so that we can compare them. So that's why we just printed values of a and b before swapping. Then we use the swap function, just a comma b is equal to b comma a. Easy, easy. It's really easy. And print values of a and b after swapping, and then ran the program, and yes, the values were successfully swapped. Thanks a lot, guys, and that's about it. See ya.